Crossroads software has been in business since 1992, and we do one thing. We do software for reporting and analysis of traffic collisions and traffic citations. Our clients are municipalities, police departments, sheriff departments, and city and county traffic engineering departments. Crossroads clients are typically medium and small size agencies. That's really what we call our sweet spot. But we also have a number of large agencies as well that have realized that the software is infinitely scalable. It doesn't matter if you have just 2 officers or if you have 500 officers using a handheld device. It's still the same software. We have agencies as small as Buellton, California, with 2 officers, and as large as Las Vegas that has 300 motor officers that write 30,000 collision reports a year and 600,000 citations a year on our handheld devices. Other agencies are San Francisco Police Department. Los Angeles County Sheriff has been a user for about 18 years, and many other departments just about every size in between. First order of business is to log in. They're secure that way, so you have to have a login for it. If we want to write a new site, I just punch up new, and we enter the violator information. Of course, you can use drop-down lists and tap on the entries. You can tap on report number and enter a report number. You can use the on-screen keyboard or the physical hard keyboard on it as well. I've tapped on first name and enter my first name. Of course, there's easier ways since the devices have barcode readers and magstripe readers. So I punch up barcode. I'm just going to hit the barcode reader on the device, and it tells us any restrictions on that license that come up, in this case, corrective lenses. And here's all the information right off that barcode. There's the second page of driver's license information here, automatically calculating the age as the difference between the date of birth and the date of the site. If anything's wrong, of course, you can just tap it in. On to the vehicle page, tap in a vehicle year, 2 digits, 4 digits, doesn't make any difference. You choose from drop-down lists. All our drop-down lists are fully configurable in the software, so you can use the phrases that your department uses or your RMS system requires. Some agencies, some states have 2D barcodes on the registration cards, which would bring in about 12 pieces of information from the registration and vehicle and registered owner as well. So that's another efficiency. Insurance policy number here. And that's the vehicle and registered owner information. Well, registered owner information is on the second page, but I could have tapped RO same as driver on the previous page, and it would have already filled that in. On to the location. We use a street network modeling program where I can just tap on a little street icon, enter a couple of characters, and now here's all the streets matching the characters I've typed and all the streets that cross the street I selected. Completing the location page with the conditions of the site, road conditions, lighting conditions, traffic conditions. And now the violation page. Violation page, we divide our violations into categories so they're easy to find the series of violations you're looking for. Violations can go in multiple categories, and oftentimes we'll have a top 20 category or top 10 category. They are also fully configurable, so you can name the categories whatever you want and put the violations, whatever violations you find efficient in those categories. Setting our speed and speed limit here. The court page. We put the court calendars in here, so you select a court, and then you have a list of valid court dates. And at this point, we would print the citation. That way, we only have 2 trips to the violator's vehicle. When we present the violator with the handheld, we actually flip it upside down when we have them sign it. There's a little button you click on the citation number, and it would flip it, so you can present it to the violator without having to hand them the handheld device. Right now, I'm capturing a photograph. Maybe they don't have a driver's license and you want to capture a photo, so we picked the photo icon there and captured a photograph. Now I flipped it upside down for the violator to sign. I put the device in front of him, and then he hands it back to me, or I take it and I tap on the citation number again, which flips it back around. We also have the officer notes on the handheld. We'll start out with a diagram. We have some pre-drawn diagram types, and we go ahead and enter our direction and movement there and our unhappy violator. And then we go into our notes. The notes are the same thing you would typically have on your hard copy for the notes. what the law enforcement vehicle was doing, were you rolling on or stopped on the street of the citation, your direction, your lane, how you stopped the violator, the alleged violator. The next page is the defendant vehicle. They were parked on or rolling on or stopped on the street of the violation. And you can enter additional information here too, descriptors. Stopped him at Starbucks. And enter the number of passengers, his attitude. Any statement he made would be on the next page as well. Besides entering the passengers, just which passengers were there, you could enter male, female, canine, feline, whatever you wanted in there too. And then the rest of the notes, the distance the vehicle was observed, the distance the law enforcement vehicle was behind him. And they're free form. You can enter whatever you want here. Spoke English, unusual clothing, how you identified him, and any violator statement could be tapped in there as well. And that's our officer notes. Now, one thing important on the handheld side of it, one big efficiency to our handhelds is that if you're using the Crossroads collision database system with all the analytics to determine your top locations, the causes, locations, collision types, time of day, day of week, then you can you're going to go do enforcement based on that information. So if you've written a citation at a location, for example, maybe you're doing enforcement at an individual intersection and you're looking for certain driver behavior that's causing a certain collision type, like maybe you've got people exceeding the speed limit on the east and west approaches and it's causing collisions. So you might be doing an enforcement effort for looking for people who are speeding, exceeding the speed limit on the east and west approach. Well, if you've written the first side of the day there, you wouldn't really want to write that side all over again from scratch. So there's a duplicate function on the citation where you hit dupe, then pick the last site you wrote or any site on your handheld, and then all the same information comes up except for the vehicle and the violator. You've got the location, the violation code, weather conditions, lighting conditions, road conditions, court date, court time. Why would you enter all that again when you just hit duplicate and then you hit the driver's license with the mag stripe or the barcode, enter the vehicle information. You might want to add in any additional violations or change the violations, have them sign, and they're on their way. And that would be an additional site in less than a minute. So that's a big efficiency in Crossroads, besides the efficiencies already built in and inherent in doing it on a handheld device, which drastically reduces the number of errors and also reduces the amount of paperwork that people keying it in from scratch, from hard copy, but also the speed at which you can write a citation, especially when you're reading a driver's license from the barcode of the mag stripe reader.